My name is Nick Jones. I run a gastropub in Merton, Swansea. Before taking over this pub, I used to regularly travel abroad for work. However, 14 years ago, on my way back from working in Jersey, I had a severe panic attack on an aeroplane, which has affected my life ever since. Frustratingly, most anxieties can manifest themselves into other situations. After the incident on the plane, I became extremely anxious about other things in my life too.
All I've done is put that feeling into any other sort of transport, or any transport where I'm not in control of it. If I'm driving the car, it's fine. And then I did it with trains. I went to London a couple of months later, got to London fine, but coming back, I got as far as Reading. I had to get off and get a taxi. If I'm going to go 20 minutes in a taxi, I tell the driver that I have this phobia. They'll turn you to you and say, I get that quite often. I get a few people say that to me every week, and you go, so I'm just all right then. It's normal. This isn't, you feel an idiot saying it at first, but then, like anything with these issues, as soon as you tell somebody, how often most people either go, oh, I've got that, or they know of it, or they've got a different version of it, or they've got someone that they know who has it, and that helps you.
My panic attack didn't only affect my ability to travel, but it started to manifest into any situation I wasn't in control of, or where I felt trapped. It even happened to me once going to see Swansea City play.
I remember getting around to the turnstiles, and the minute I get there again, I just planted that phobia straight into a different situation. Suddenly I couldn't go through the turnstiles, with the only thinking of once I get in there, I'm stuck in there until the end of the game at least, sort of thing. And again, just creating an issue out of nothing. But I learned to deal with that because I spoke to a steward outside and just said, look, if I was to go through that turnstile, how do I get out if I want to leave straight away? And he's like, well, there's fire exits everywhere, you just push your way out. And just knowing that was enough. I went, oh great, I went in then.
So, although I managed to get past that particular phobia and ended up being able to go to watch matches, which was great, I had the added consideration of another Swansea fan living at home in my daughter Jessica. As she's getting older, she wants more and more to go abroad. So the time is coming now when I'm going to have to confront my anxiety.
That's one of the biggest effects, I think, because it's affecting somebody else more than it is just myself. So to be in a situation where I do have the means now to be able to do at least a holiday a year with Jess and go really exciting places with her, which I know she really wants to, and just there'd be absolutely no chance at the moment of me, of me doing that.
Another good reason why I must deal with this anxiety is because I've been given a wonderful opportunity. During lockdown, my team and I delivered food to the local community, as well as giving away essential items to those in need. As a result of this, I was offered a Michelin-starred gift from Copenhagen.
Rene Renzeppe, the world famous chef, was going to be giving out 100 meals for two to people who had done good things in their community. And it was very flattering. I mean, the only person in Wales to be chosen. I think they give it out over the world, so 100 people in the world got it, like a Willy Wonka chocolate bar kind of thing. But of course, the first thing you think is, well, I can't go. The panic attack was during a flight between Jersey and Bristol. And there's about 8 or 9 of us on the plane. It's a very small plane. And then suddenly, for no reason I can think of, I just suddenly thought to myself, well, if I wanted to get off this plane now, I couldn't do that. How would I do that? And I just, unbeknown to me really at the time, I had a major panic attack. And to never have had one before, and then to have what I'm now told by doctors was a very severe one, obviously was quite an alarming experience.
While I'm keen not to use labels for my condition, I am interested to know what experts like Nicholas Schramm, a clinical hypnotherapist, thinks about my phobia.
So the condition hodophobia refers to a fear of travel, different modes of transport, and this can often be related to a fear of being out of control. It can be completely unrelated to travel, and that could be based on a negative emotion that's been saved in earlier years that has associated itself with travel. And that negative emotion has been laid down in the subconscious mind and then has been triggered through stress or present-day events.
Now that I have the extra incentive of taking my daughter away on holiday, as well as the meal in Copenhagen, I really want to try and overcome my anxiety. So I've started seeing Darren Marks, an experienced London-based hypnotherapist who has helped other people with similar problems.
You know, underneath the surface is a real cause of the problem, which is very likely to be anxiety, the fear of losing control.
After a couple of sessions with Darren, I'm feeling a lot more positive, so I've booked the restaurant in Copenhagen, which now means I'm working towards a deadline. To help get me on that flight, I think it'd be good to understand how a plane works, and the place to do that is at the International Centre for Aerospace Training at Cardiff Airport.
Here we train young engineers ready to go out into the industry for apprenticeships or directly into the industry as mechanics. The idea was to give Nick an understanding of how an aircraft is controlled, give him the experience of moving those controls, and then how the aircraft attitude changes according to his inputs. So essentially give him an experience of flying.
Hello.
Nick. Welcome to ICA. I'm Pete.
Nice to meet you, Pete. Thank you very much for inviting me down. Crikey.
So this is our full-size King Air simulator.
It's a plane.
We'd like to invite you to sit in the pilot seat and control the aircraft on an approach to Cardiff, Wales Airport.
Right.
So step over the centre console there. Aircraft flying controls. So in front of you, you see the control column. This essentially controls the attitude of the aircraft. And to your right here, you see the throttles to control the engines. So the control column and the flying controls are fairly instinctive. You turn the control column to the right. So you see the nose has gone up now, so push the control column forward, slightly right to the right of us. You may be able to make out the runway of Cardiff, Wales Airport. That's it. It's quite sensitive.
I know I won't be able to actually fly the plane, but at least this gives me a chance to experience what it is like being back on board again for the first time in a long time. And I just want to test how I feel in that environment.
Now, I'm going to reduce the throttles, left wing down, pull back towards me. So that would be classed as a hard landing. But for the first landing, that was very good.
I think the process so far has helped in many ways, not just to find situations like this where it might just reassure thoughts about how I can distract my subconscious mind from feeling anxious. That's one aspect of it, but I also feel that the process has helped me eliminate things that aren't a problem as well, because things that maybe I haven't tried before, I haven't thought of. So sort of narrowing down the cause and effect of the anxiety so that it helps me obviously not get rid of it, but cope with it or find better ways to cope with it in the future so I can travel in all different shapes and forms without having to ever think or worry about it before, during or after. The simulator gave me a better understanding of how a plane is controlled, which I hope will help to alleviate my own fears of control in the future. I'm going to my local airport to try and fly a short distance on a small plane, similar to the one in which I flew last. I just feel that if I can do this, I'll be more prepared for the main flight. So being here at this airport brings back particular memories because the airport in Jersey is, fairly small. I think to try and go up in a small plane first has always felt to me the more logical step. I imagined that a lot easier. I always thought going on the commercial thing, most people would argue that you just feel more space and more comfortable, and so you're not so claustrophobic. But the reality is in that situation is you're committing to something. I want to get out there, sit in a plane and see how it feels and just take it step by step, but give it my best shot. I am quite nervous about this, especially as it's bringing back memories of the last time I flew. Good afternoon.
Hello, Nick.
Like to come aboard?
Yep, hand on there, foot on there. There we go. How are you feeling? Good to go?
Well, we'll see. We get in and see how we feel. Oh, God, this is small.
Yeah, it's a bit tight. Bit
Okay.
cosy.
It is cosy. Okay, you can sit on your lap.
Yeah. Right, shall we get the door shut?
Okay.
You ready to go?
Yep.
Cool, so pull the top there.
That one, is it?
Yeah.
This is one of the key steps I need to take, not just for myself, but also for Jess.
There, down. There we go.
Okay.
We're in. What we're going to do today is we're going to taxi out to the runway, see how you feel. We're going to take off. So when we get to about 300 feet on that dial there, So I'm going to slightly bank towards the left, and then we turn around until we're on the reciprocal heading to the runway.
I am disappointed and quite upset. I do feel a bit down, and I feel I've let Jessica down. If I could do anything, it would be to get on a plane and fly. But the truth is, however much I want to do this, and I want to do it more than anything, I'm just not ready to fly again yet. But I really do feel I came close, and I honestly think that with a couple more hypnotherapy sessions, a bit more time, I'll be able to take my daughter away, take up the offer of the meal in Copenhagen, and finally regain control of my life.